Hey guys, my name is Stephanie Brown and you're watching Creative Guzzle. Wow, these books sure are awesome. I bet they'd make some really good movies. Whoa! Can't believe that worked. The books were better. Tonight's drink is a Divergent. Kind of tastes like toothpaste. Not bad, but it's very strong. Now obviously it's not so easy to make movies from books as just waving a wand and voila! Movies are a very different medium from books. They require different information for the audience. With books you can get inside a character's head and see what they're thinking, but you're also doing most of the visualization for yourself inside your own head. With movies it's the exact opposite. You have the visualization laid out for you, but you have to figure out what the characters are thinking unless you have a voiceover the whole time, like in Warm Bodies. One of the biggest hurdles when adapting a book to a movie is time. A movie is only 2 hours long. That only gives you 120 minutes to cover all the things that happen in a book that could be anywhere from 200 to over 1,000 pages long. Something will have to be cut. And sometimes when you cut things, other things will have to be changed in order to accommodate. And some things will have to be changed anyway because they simply won't work in the visual medium the same way they do in written form. That's why a lot of books work better as books than as movies. But sometimes even movies that are very faithful to the books just don't turn out all that great. I was recently rewatching the Harry Potter movies in honor of the late Alan Rickman, and while I was watching Chamber of Secrets, I realized that while it followed the book really well, it really wasn't that great of a movie. There was no flow to it, the scenes just jumped all over the place, the dialogue was atrocious in some places, and there were a lot of scenes that just didn't work because they weren't properly explained. Only people who had read the books and knew what was going on would have been able to completely follow it, and I only noticed it because it had been so long since I've read the books. And I've also learned more about storytelling in movies since then. Best taken in small sips. The Lord of the Rings movies, for me at least, have the opposite problem. I know at the beginning I said the books were better, but I've actually tried reading The Fellowship of the Rings a few times, and I've read about half of the Two Towers before I got bored and put it down. I know there's a lot of people out there who will hate me for saying this, but I actually think the movies are a lot better than the books. While there are still a lot of travel sequences in the movies, their tension is amped up because of cutaways to other things happening in Middle-earth at the same time. It just helps keep the journey much more interesting. Now the Hobbit movies, I have to say the book was better. Book, singular, not books. The Hobbit should have never been adapted into 3 movies. Also, why add in a badass female character if you're just gonna make her the love interest for one of the male characters? Really, Peter Jackson? Now, of course, we can't talk about book adaptations without talking about young adult fiction, but I'm not gonna be talking about Twilight because ew. I actually read all of the Hunger Games books right before the first movie came out, and I gotta say, I think the movies did an awesome job. They stayed faithful to the books where they needed to and made changes where it was necessary, and it worked. Characters were engaging, the story was interesting, and the action is great. I really like the Hunger Games movies. And of course, I've gotta talk about the Divergent movies. So confession time. Before this past weekend, I hadn't actually seen any of the Divergent movies. So like I said, I do my research. I watched both Divergent and Insurgent, and I found them very... I think Divergent has a really interesting concept behind it with the whole faction system, but the execution was just dull. The dialogue was boring, the sets were boring, the costumes were boring, the action was boring. The chemistry between Triss and Four felt really stale and weird because Four looks like he's 30 and Triss looks 15. Haven't read the book, so I can't really comment on the comparison. I don't know. I'll watch Allegiant, but I'm not expecting much. Now, a couple weeks ago, Sandy Banfield left a question on one of my videos asking me to talk about whether I felt that book adaptations were hurting screenwriting or not. And my answer is yes and no. I think that there are a lot of really great movies that come from books, but I do think that Hollywood looks too much at book adaptations and not enough at producing new original content. There are thousands of people out there who are writing their own original screenplays, but hardly any of them ever get produced. And when they do, they get buried under a mountain of sequels and reboots and adaptations. And sometimes even movies will seem wholly new and original, but then you do a little research on them, turns out they were adapted from a book or graphic novel. So no, I don't think that they're ruining screenwriting, but I do think that there could be less of them. And like I said at the beginning, not all books will work as movies. All right, let's try to finish this. Oh, I'm scared. You can do this. You are a Divergent. You're really not a Divergent. I wonder what faction I would fall under. Let's do this. it's not that bad. It's totally not making my eyes water. So what do you think about book adaptations? Do you like them? What are some of your favorites? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and share it around with your friends. You can check out more videos by clicking right over here. And also please don't forget to subscribe, because I believe that everybody has a story to tell. I want to tell you mine and I want to help you tell yours. Bye!